TGR.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the first ever Something Negative with your boy Onyx. This little video podcast, or podcast with no video, it's an audio podcast, it's an audio show. Sorry. Anyway, this audio show is essentially going to be me just kind of talking about things that I may feel are either negative or just not good in the industry and the community that involves gaming. This week, I'm going to focus on The Last of Us user reviews and why they are dumb. Now, as we all know, The Last of Us Part 2 came out and it was met with critical praise, but it was also met with user disdain. It looks like users are just not very happy. Now, I'm not going to go into spoilers here, but what I will say is that a lot of those opinions, which of course are very subjective at the end of the day, come from a weird place. A lot of them are mainly upset at certain decisions that Naughty Dog took when it came to the characters and their outcomes. Again, I'm not going to spoil them here. We'll leave that for our full review on the YouTube channel. But I just wanted to mention a few things. When I look at these user reviews, I think of this general discourse of, no, we gotta talk, we gotta change something. There's even a petition, right, for there to be a remake of Last of Us Part 2 because of the outcomes of these characters, which is just absurd. But what I want to mention, really, what I want to talk about, really, is just three major things. The first part, I see a lot of people say that, oh, a majority of people are upset with The Last of Us Part 2 because there's so many negative user reviews, the most of any Metacritic title. And yes, okay, there are a lot of negative reviews, but let's do some basic math here. It was recently announced that 4 million copies were either shipped or sold of The Last of Us Part 2. 4 million. At the time of this recording, there's roughly around 80 to 85,000 user reviews on Metacritic for The Last of Us Part 2. But even at 100,000 reviews, that's still a minority. Even at a 500,000, it's still a minority. Because you have 4 million people out there that are playing the game. Now, will all 4 million people actually like it? Probably not. But let's be real here. Even if slightly less than half, so we're talking about, let's say 1.35 million people didn't enjoy The Last of Us Part 2, but the other 2.5 did. I mean, hello, right? Number two. When it comes to negativity, human beings tend to talk about that more. I mean, it's easy to do and discuss. I mean, look at this show. It's literally something negative. So, yeah. And it is so easy, or rather, it is so much more meaningful, I guess, for somebody to go out there and put their negative experience or negative thoughts into either words or writing or even a video. With that said, yeah, of course, when people have good experiences, they do talk about it too. But negativity, not only does it draw attention because you are saying a critique, but it also tends to bring in some sort of bandwagon to it, right? If somebody doesn't like something and you see that a lot of people don't, it might be a little bit easier to agree. It's happened to me before. When The Last Jedi first came out, I was a little taken aback by the story and the beats and where it went, and at first I thought I hated it, but I kind of let I let it sit there. I let my opinions kind of chill for a bit. I rewatched it, and I don't know. On second viewing, it's a little bit easier to understand that it wasn't all that bad. Now, granted, The Last Jedi is a flawed movie for sure, but I think the what we call the fan base is just it's absurd in how they treated the film, how they treated the cast, the director. It's like, it was unnecessary. But I see something similar happening here. And again, The Last of Us Part 2, I have not finished the game. I'm roughly about 12 hours in, give or take. And I have been spoiled. I know pretty much all the major spoilers and story beats. But even with that, I still think people are misplaced. As of now, what has happened to the point where I'm at now, while it is shocking, while it is, it is off-putting and it doesn't feel good, yeah, it just makes sense. It's a very Game of Thrones-like writing, where you have some sort of expectation, and one of the things that kills me too is that people see these characters as like these benevolent beings from the first game, and let me not get too much into it because I don't want to spoil incidentally. But all I do want to say is this: it makes sense. Okay, it really, really does. So, anyway, at the end of the day, time will tell the truth, and that's my third and last point. And what I mean by that is, games age. Some age poorly, some age gracefully. And time will be the one to tell with The Last of Us Part 2. A lot of the reviews that were put on Metacritic were very early. You could tell they had not even finished the game. It was just I watched videos on YouTube. I know all the context of the game. And that's not how it works. I'm sorry. It's just, that's idiotic. And also, any reviews that mentioned, the fact that there may have been some sort of homosexual or like the lesbian, there's like a sex scene in the game that I haven't seen either yet, but a lot of reviews talked on the homosexuality and the possibility that this may be an SJW work. And that's just so damn ridiculous. If you have a problem with the fact that, one of the main characters is homosexual, a transvestite, like, if you have an issue with that, or the LGBTQ community, just fuck right off. But anyway, that's it. That's my show for the week. Or for the month. I have no idea how often we'll do this. This is my first time doing it, so I just wanted to kind of throw it out there. Please continue to check us out. This is going to be a preview video and audio, and then the rest of these are going to be strictly audio on our podcast platforms. So go ahead and check them out if you liked it. And if you disagree with me, please let me know. I am more than willing to take criticism and whatever I can do better to better this show, and I'll go ahead and take it. Check us out on Discord if you haven't done so yet. We're there pretty actively most of the time, so just hit us up there. And yeah, thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. It's your boy checking out.
Hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more and stay up to date, subscribe, hit the little bell, and join our Discord.
If you want to support the channel, please check out our Patreon or hit the join button below. As always, thanks for your support and thanks for watching.